Are we live? I don't think so. Oh yeah, there we go. Perfect. We've been having all sorts of crazy network issues that I've been trying to deal with over the last couple of hours. But I figure that's driving me crazy, so I got a meeting in a bit, but I figured I'd do a little bit of stuff on here now, and then I'll be back later in the afternoon afterwards to finish stuff up. So first of all, I want to say a big thank you for 1,000 stars on Pufferlib. That's awesome. This is some crazy growth. And there are all sorts of people in the Discord asking stuff about Puffer all the time and how to use it and like, what stuff that they could do with it. It's pretty cool. So what I want to do today, first of all, this is now fairly stable. This Pufferlib, where is it? Let me show you what we've released. What on earth is wrong with GitHub? That's bizarre. I don't know what's up with GitHub today, but now we've been having weird tech stuff around here. But anyways, puffernet.h, we've got single file C implementation of various different layers. So this is an LSTM, this is a conf, got linears and some activations, and we can load from PyTorch. So this is what we're going to be integrating with the MOBA, and hopefully later today we'll be able to take this demo and we'll be able to actually have these guys, running around with at least something of a reasonable policy. It's going to be a little bit iffy just because we have some network issues that are preventing me from getting our cluster to train some better policies. But I'm hoping that we'll at least get this all set up and fix some bugs in this environment so that we can have it available for training and upload something. So let's just do that for a little bit here. Right, so if I recall, we had some issues with the environment code yesterday. Probably just from the port that we had to figure out. We had some issues with the code to figure out for sure. Puffernet is fine. Somewhere in here, we have some issues. So I think that the first thing to do is going to be to figure out why it is that towers are attacking stuff across the map. Yeah. What advice would you give to a new PhD student in RL? Honestly, that's a hard one because the most impactful areas of RL right now are areas that academia fundamentally does not respect, like at all. Let me give you proof of that. So Puffer just hit 1,000 stars today, right? Fastest growing library. So 5. Oh wait, no, is this the right one? How the heck did it go to this one? Okay, here it is. This is even worse. So we had one good review on this. And then the other ones, we get one reject review with like a completely unreasonable discussion. And then we get one review here that's literally like AI generated spam where they make like 60 bullet points, some of which are incoherent. And one of them literally asks me what a GPU is. People hate libraries and people hate like technical progress. So it's very hard to do anything at the moment because from what I've seen, it's like the key barriers in RL right now are mostly nobody's built anything high perf enough to get anywhere. Um, and the algorithm side is like really uninteresting because like there's been very little progress there. So let me think if I can. Let me think. Are there any actual areas where like you can make any progress and academia won't like roast you for it? I honestly don't know. It's a depressing answer. But I can't think of a single area in RL right now where you could do useful work and not have academia make your life utter hell for it. And that's the sad truth of it. Like all the interesting stuff is in like, making it high perf sims for a variety of domains, automating experimentation, doing like the basic science of like rechecking all the old work that was not done thoroughly enough, right? That's tricky. I wish I could give you a better answer. But like unfortunately, I'm out of academia because of what a pain it was. Slow M's training took hours. It's ridiculous, right? And the thing is, like, if you just make the env 1,000 times faster, they'll just be like, 3 clear reject. So it's really kind of impossible to do anything in academia when they're so resistant to anything that remotely resembles progress. Like, unless you're publishing a sexy new algorithm that's probably completely useless and like doesn't work outside of the like problem that you've cherry picked for it, like that's all they want. It's ridiculous. That's why the field has been stuck. There's been like no appreciable progress in RL since 2019. And that's what I'm here changing, right? But I'm not doing it in academia because I can't. I can't deal with that anymore. Practically oriented conference, yeah, but like, I'm at MIT. I was at MIT. The expectation is NeurIPS or top tier conference, right? And plus, like, you want to go to NeurIPS to talk with all the scientists, and you want to like, be able to share your work broadly. It's very depressing the state of it, but it's what it is at the moment. It depends on your lab, I guess. Like the games people, they can still do cool stuff because like they're fine publishing it like cogs and stuff. Like they publish stuff on like the games conference because some of their stuff is like RL for games, not just games for RL. But when you're like in the RL like games for RL side, it's harder. I don't know. It's tough. It's like just like a completely miserable bunch of people in the reviews process. What's your goal until the end of the? I don't know, man. I mean, I'm pretty darn happy we hit 1,000 on it. The goal is mainly to keep growing it, but like at this point, the hope is now to get revenue for Puffer. So like I'm building all this stuff, but I also it's time to start getting some industry clients so we can start growing it out, and that'll get me some more resources to be able to support more open source work and the like. That's the current goal. But I can't just be doing that stuff all day. I gotta be building. Doesn't help anybody to just be not on the technical side all day. Okay, let's see. Let's see if this triggers anything. I guess one of the next milestones, so I track two different metrics. I track stars and I also track Twitter growth. So I think 5K stars, which should happen pretty soon. I mean, 5K followers will happen pretty soon. This is going to be the next one. I post lots of tech stuff on here. It's like I pretty much post exclusively tech RL, so if you're on Twitter and haven't followed this, it's JSuarez5341. Oops, I forgot this guy. I just set up a meeting. There we go. Here's the attack. So we can see here, this is like attacking at crazy distances. Which is weird because it's not scanning them. Hmm. I mean, this is so close to being done. Basically, as soon as we get the major bugs out of this, we'll be able to start training on the C version of the environment and like iterating new policies and iterating the game, and you all will be able to play around with it as well. Okay, let's do, I have an idea. This is line 536. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna run this so that we drop into a debug. We drop into a debug in here. We'll play the tank. And we'll see when this thing breaks. Okay, so this is something a little weird, right? Player. Hid. So this is a tower. Player Y. X. Target Y. L2. L1, wait. This to target. It's 10.04. 10.4. So maybe the threshold should not be 10. I think it's 12 technically. Yeah, it's like if it's greater than 12, I think. Because it's, I forgot, there's a rounding problem. Okay. Man, I don't know why I've been so tired. I guess just all the dev and stuff is caught up to me. I was still getting some pretty darn productive days in, though. So I think I can keep pushing a little bit more. Or I need to take a little bit of a break. Okay, so right there, I'm going to guess right here that it's going to attack at spawn. $113. Yeah, so right here, it killed the target, and then it's going to attack again. Yeah, it's going to attack again. At this crazy distance. So we gotta fix that. We gotta fix that for sure. I'm trying to think like what the best way to fix this is. What debugger? GDB, my friend. Just GDB. The current stack is C, Clang, and GDB. That's a short stack if you've ever seen one. Welcome, YouTube folks. I'm trying to think how we want to do this because, like, so let me show you what's happening here. And I don't think that this is all of the bugs. I think that there are some more bugs as well. But, like, it doesn't scan on every single tick. And, like, if you step out of range, it doesn't update. Like, if you step out of range, it doesn't update. That's really bad. Technically, I could just put a hard distance check on attacking, right? Let's start with that, maybe. So we'll just put, like, this on here for now, and then we'll consider adding, like, a range parameter. I don't know if this is how I want to do it, though. This is kind of weird, right? I have to think about what's going to be really efficient here. Because these scanning and checks are like a huge portion of the compute. Option 1 is to scan the targets, and if one is invalid, then you just keep going. Feels kind of dumb like that, though. I mean, I could also just have... I can just have it return an error code if you're too far from the target, right? Oops. Let's just run this and see what happens. I want to see if I leak anything. I mean, fundamentally, I can't leak stuff here, right? Let me just see if anything else weird happens, basically. Oops. Use this. I got like 10 minutes and then I gotta go for a meeting. I'll be back after that. What is up with these like crazy lines? We win the game here, right? And then nothing crazy should happen because it can't attack anymore. Let's make sure there's nothing dumb, though. What are you doing, Puffer? So we just destroy these. And, like, we do get hit. There's nothing weird where, like, they can't hit me anymore or something. And we just go like this. The teleporting puffers is a little jank. Yeah, I think that with the teleporting ones we need to do... We need to fix the teleports. It's a little weird. I think why it's happening like this at the moment. Mm-hmm. We'll see if this fixes it. At least somewhat. We also have to fix the map. These sprites are not offset to where they should be. Okay, so I'm still... What the heck is, like, this attack line that it's shooting me across the map, right? That doesn't make sense. Let's see if we get instant respawned. We should get instantly respawned now, right? Interesting, we don't get instant respawned. Maybe this needs to be... We definitely need to come up with, like, a better way of doing these spawn functions. So I've got to go in a few minutes, but I think what we're going to have to do later in the afternoon here, probably in like an hour, I'm going to just have to go through meticulously and look at the way that we're doing spawning and respawning and stuff. Because, like, there's all sorts of data that needs to get set every time you move or respawn stuff. And if you don't get it right, then it messes up the game state. And it also messes up the renderer. I can start on it just briefly. So first of all, why is there a respawn player? It should just be spawn player, right? And this is creep. See if this works. Yeah, so everything still seems like it works here. Okay. But, like, there are too many different functions here. So I gotta run for now, but we're gonna fix this afterwards. I'll be back in, I don't know, like hour-ish probably. And, yeah, we'll figure out from there. But, in the meantime, thanks, folks, for 1,000 on Puffer. That's awesome. And, I think that today, later in the afternoon, we're gonna be able to get this web demo. I mean, the hope for today, at least, is that we can update this web demo to actually have the agents playing it live. So I'll be back in like an hour.